Think about it like a weird psychotropic adventure through the human mind. Fuck. Because I have completely lost track of everything. So we've got some of this photography. This was from a friend of mine, Rachel, who is a photography student at Edinburgh University. And last weekend, I went up there because I hired her to photograph me vomiting blue milk for my own art project. Oh shit, I don't remember whose these were. What the fuck am I saying? Okay, so we're inside the Sharknado. Have that one. Have a little very short story about Sharknado, the traditional tornado full of sharks. So now I'm debating, because I'm really not sure, are we gonna have separate sections within the sections? Like, are we gonna have the art like separate from poetry, or how are we gonna run this? Like, comment, and subscribe with your answers for how that works. I'm so like just on the verge of losing it. I admire DJ Goo and her art. I think she is talented, and I like her subject matter, and it is hard for me to talk and focus on a physical task at the same time. All right, and so now, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put them right there. There's too much margins. There's too many margins. So what I did was in Photoshop, I just made a document and I made it half of a letter sheet. So instead of 8.5 by 11, it's 5.5 by 8.5. So that should have been, like this size. Like that's effectively the size. And then, first off, aspect ratios were different. I mean, this is not gonna like stretch this way as much as it will that way. But then it also came down to the way it printed having bigger margins than I expected. So now I have to deal with this. I have to see, and there's too much space. And when there is this much space, that makes me think, oh, I could have made all of these slightly larger so that you could see more of them, and that would be better. And now that is out the window, I guess. Am I going to go back and am I going to resize everything again? Probably not, because I can't do that. So what it's going to be instead, we are going to have a very tastefully thick margin that I will pretend was a graphic design choice, so that I feel like a professional man. I'm just literally rambling at the camera at this point. This is not a negative X, this is a positive X. A positive X because I will be putting color on it later. I will colorize that mother. I actually really like doing video projects, but I've got 3 of them happening simultaneously right now before the end of the semester, and 2 of them, not this one clearly, are group projects. And if I do not have creative control over a video project, I do not have fun doing it. And instead, I gotta work with a group of people on something and take it marginally seriously. Coming up next, friends and other Juniadians. And this was something of a difficult fork in the road for me about how to section off this zine, because it's fairly easy. You do DJs, you do listeners and stuff, and that seems like a pretty simple dichotomy. But most of our listeners are actually at the Huntingdon County State Prison. That's great. And they sent in a lot of the listener mail and stuff. So my question was, should I have the art and writing sent in by the prison like commingling with the Juniata community stuff? And I wasn't sure about that. I'm still very concerned that somebody will approach me and say, you didn't tell us that there are like state convicts in this zine. And I said, well, they're also people, and they are also artists and creators. And if somebody has a problem with that, because I swear to God, there is like some like alum hit me up and they're like, oh, our 16-year-old daughter writes poetry, like we can send you that. I'm like, That's great, do that. Maybe it's just a paranoia thing, but I'm concerned that somebody might take issue with my sources, you know? And I take everything that I get given. I'm not curating this, I'm not excluding anything at all out of this project. And that is cool in a lot of ways. It's just raw expression, and I'm down with that. I like that. The problem is, some things might not be appropriate, or a little just a little bit too rough. For instance, there was I got one thing in from a prison that was a very graphic drawing of a woman giving birth to a weird, like, zombie skeleton baby, and I thought, this is cool, I like this. I would put this in so many of my own zines in the future, but not in this one. That is the one full piece that I cut, that I got submitted, that I'm just straight not putting in here. I didn't want to put it in this video because I'd probably have to figure out how to use like a mosaic sensor tool in Adobe Premiere. That same dude also sent in another drawing that had "fuck the police" on it. And I thought, I think that is inviting a lot of controversy, and I do not want this to be a highly politicized, controversial zine. I want this to be fun for people to have and to buy from me for money. And I know that's literally not what zine culture is about. They're about giving them away for free and stuff, but like, I'm not right now, at least, gonna bankroll this like a whole lot myself. I mean, when it gets down to, you know, the future and I make my own zines, I'll try to do the, you know, trade them back and forth, and like that'll be the arrangement, and these aren't gonna fit like that. I do actually have a little bit of experience with Adobe InDesign, which is like it's like a publishing program that you like arrange things all nice, and it looks really great. But I'm not super familiar with the interface for that, and also, I mean, it's so zine culture to be like here doing it like this, so I'm gonna be doing this all night. A lot of cool people doing cool stuff, and that's exactly why I did this. Why I even started this zine project. I mean, because I didn't just start reading about it like I've been talking about. I've been like, this all got started because I was seeing, I mean, DJ Goo and DJ Pines, like they made these posters for their show. This one right here, Two-Headed Radio, and then this one was DJ Goo. And I saw those around, and every once in a while we get things in from like the prison or something, and it's just like, wow, like people are creative, let's make an outlet for this. And here we are on this big conference table covered in scraps of paper, getting frustrated, really wired on coffee. If it helps you understand why I'm entirely crazy tonight, it is because I am mega wired. And there's really no reason for me to be doing this upside down anymore, so I'm gonna go over to the other side. Ugh. God, what time is it? I may call it a night once I get the flat layout done like this, and then pick this back up tomorrow to actually put it in book form. Where's the goddamn marker? Now it's time for this man's poetry. And I am hot out of space. That's it, everybody. We made it. We're going past 60 now. We are gonna keep this garbage train running. Probably are not gonna break 70, but that's fine. I know I've talked in previous posts and stuff about the celebration of the amateur and, you know, things not having to be good, which is not only liberating from a creative thing, but also like a process thing, because I am not extremely anxious about doing something incorrectly. You have this cool big margin for error, because imperfections and faults and everything, that is a big part of the charm of zines. A lot of good skeletons in this zine, I gotta be honest, all the way through, except for that weird skeleton zombie baby that gets birth given to him. It's really creepy. But otherwise, good skeletons. Good skeletons. This is the tedious way I am packing it up, because I have to go drink sangria. Gonna revisit this on the morrow. Oh my god, I didn't get a picture of it before I started packing it away. Now, lest a freak gust of wind come and absolutely destroy my psyche, this looks like the final product. And it will be half this thick, probably. But the master copy here is a big boy. Real big paper man. So, here we go. Thank you everybody for watching. Wait, I'm not even done. What am I talking about? I'm gonna make more video tomorrow. No, not the conclusion. Not yet. Not yet. You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be shitting me! It's gonna take some editing magic to make something interesting out of this video.